Between virtual learning and so many people working from home, many of us are looking to revamp the home workspace. And even if you don't have an office there at your home, there's a way to work with what you have there. Joining us now, Deborah Damari. She's an interior designer based in Miami. Deborah, thanks so much for joining us here on Sunrise. And we're going to talk about a number of things, but let's start with the adults. What are some of the ways they can revamp that home workspace?
Okay, I think when you think about revamping a home space, the first thing you have to think about is what is the goal? And you want to create the optimal sensory environment for all of us to self-regulate. And very quickly and briefly, that means that we all have to be able to control our behavior, our emotions, our energy, and what kind of stimuli we want to ignore and what kind we want to bring in. So for adults, I say if we can create an environment for our children that work, we then work off of that, because if our kids are good, we're good, right? So having said that, I think that there are many ways that you can incorporate kids and adult spaces together. And one of them is thinking about unused spaces in your home. No matter how small your home or apartment is, there are places that you don't use. A corner of a room, the entry to your home, that could be a 5x5 entry. That can be a place for a desk, a small table and a chair. A closet. People are ignoring their closets. You can clear it out, and that can be a temporary space for working. The laundry room, an unused bathroom, a powder room perhaps that doesn't get used a lot. If you have a home with a patio or an outdoor, you can set up a little work area with an umbrella for the heat. So there's a lot of places that laundry rooms I think are also wonderful. So I think that thinking about unused spaces is key. That's the first step.
Absolutely. So once we've done that, and maybe we've got, like the background that you have, because so many of us are doing these via Zoom, you don't want just the plain wall behind you. Once we've set it up for the adults, we've got to talk about the kids, because they're doing virtual learning, so many of them. So how would you set that up as a parent to make their space look even different from what you've done for yourself?
Okay, so we also have to think again about self-regulation, because kids also, we all need to self-regulate. And as I say, if our kids are happy, we're happy. You know what I mean? If they're doing well and they're focused and calm and focusing on their work, we're able as our parents to work from home. Now you have to remember that 1 in 20 kids have sensory issues in this country, meaning ADHD and autism. So you really have to think about self-regulation for them as well. It can be challenging for that population. So what I say is you have to focus on purpose and intent for your kids. If you have small children, you can take the bathroom, and that can be the place for exploration and play, because kids need places for exploration and play, for focus, and for calming. A bathroom is a great place for them because that's the messy work. That's where the Play-Doh and the paints and things like that go on. That can be the art room. And you can actually use the bathtub and then clean it out at the end of the day. For calming and focus, you can take a tablecloth or an old sheet. You don't need to buy things. And that you can throw that over a dining table for a child who needs to have a complete cocooning environment in order to focus. And that can be their place where they study. You can put some pillows on the floor or a floor seat with and their lap pad for studying, and they're set. Another child can be great in the corner with a regular chair and the hamper and their computer on top of the hamper looking out at everyone. So you have to understand your child's needs. We all have unique thumbprints, right? So what works for me might not work for my child. I need complete quiet when I'm working. Some people don't. They need to hear that external stimuli. So you can think about specific areas for your children that work, and also think about things that move and are mobile, because we all learn better when we learn in different locations throughout the day. Research has shown that we absorb information much better that way, sort of like every hour getting up and doing a couple jumping jacks or meditating. So think about, if you're going to buy a very little small desk on Amazon for $15, that it's got wheels. Think about things that can move to different areas and transition.